These are the BGVP DM6, some of the most elusive little bastards on the internet right now. Not in there. This is not an unboxing channel. You're not going to get an unboxing here. Tips came in here, cables under there, the guys are in here, unboxed. So, got them in the red. Red is sexy. Can you blame me? And can you see the drivers in there? This is a 5-driver setup. It's got a big old Knowles bass driver, and then I believe the other 4 are of BGVP's own design. So you can see the pen marks on my hand. Pen wasn't working properly. Nobody cares. Moving on. Pre-molded ear hooks. They are quite comfortable. The cable, 4-core here. Bring it on up close. And chin slider that actually works. Cool little metal split. Keep on going. 8-core section here. Sexy. It kind of looks, if it's gonna focus, it kind of looks like it's not a perfect braid, but it's just the color of the cable kind of playing tricks on your eyes. It is perfect. And then a big fucking honking ass 90-degree terminal jack. I actually kind of don't like this. It's sort of awkward and a little bit too shiny for my taste, but hey, whatever. Notes. So, really ergonomic design. They go in your ears like so. This part, I can already tell you, is going to be a problem for a lot of people. So for me, these are a perfect fit. I mean, these are like custom molded to my fucking ears, basically. It's the second most comfortable IEM I've ever had. The DT500s are a universal fit that will work for everybody's ears. These work great for my ears, but they do not fit in my wife's ears. And they will probably not fit in any girl's ears. So if you're a girl, and I know you're not because girls don't give a shit about headphones, these probably won't fit in your ears, just so you know. A con for these guys is these tips slide off way too fucking easy. So you'll pull these out of your ears, and these will either stay behind or fall on the floor somewhere and get lost forever. So there's that. Is that gonna go on? We'll just leave that off. While we're at it, you can go ahead and take a peek at the bore. There are 2 little tubes, one from the big fat bass driver and one coming off of the 4 other balanced armatures in there. Neat. The foam tips that were provided with these are fantastic. They compress and expand almost exactly like complies. They are fucking fantastic. You don't see them on here because there's a flaw with them, and it's that they're large. My ears accept mediums. They do not bode well with the larges. So I put the medium silicone tips, and these work just fine too. These aren't really medium. They're kind of small. They don't really have a medium size set in the package. If I was a professional, you'd probably have seen those, but I'm not a professional, so fuck you. So these are a little bit on the small side. I'll probably end up throwing some other foam tips on there, but whatever. Onto the sound. Dynamic like bass. So I didn't know balanced armatures can put out bass like these do. It's got a big fat fucking bass driver in there, and it hits like a dynamic. It's really impressive. And it's strange because you get all of the bass that you want in a hip hop or rap track, but you don't get too much bass on a metal track. And if you're a metalhead, you probably don't like bass heavy stuff because it makes guitar sound all fucking weird. But these just do both fantastically well. In fact, these are a great all-arounder set. Especially considering they have luscious mids. I actually wrote that. Vocals come through on these fucking amazing. The only other set I have that does vocals as well as these is my Sures, and these just stomp all over the Sures in every other category. Yeah, really great mids. I don't talk about mids too much because mids are really hard to fuck up, but these do mids really well. Emphasize treble. So this is where the cons start to come in. It is a little peaky. I haven't found it grating, but it peaks in kind of weird places. In Metallica, I'm really used to the cymbal crashes on the drums being kind of a layer back. On these, they're forward, and it sounds strange because I'm not used to it. It doesn't hurt my ears, but it's just different from what I'm used to. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it might put some people off. And there is, unfortunately, some sibilance on just certain singers' voices. God, this is a long video. And I find that unacceptable. I don't like sibilance whatsoever. But if you put comply isolation tips on here, those things seem to filter out highs because of the earwax guard on those. They do take care of the sibilance, but then they kind of fuck with the soundstage on these. So it's a catch-22. I can live with the sibilance because everything else about these is so fucking fantastic. But if a different set had the same kind of sibilance as these, I would throw them in the trash, just to be frank. So take that as you will. Above average soundstage. I'm not going to do a comparison video between these and the DT500s because these win. I'm telling you right now, these win in every single way. But the one thing that the DT500s and my Sures have over these guys is soundstage. And I think it's just these have a little bit too much bass to kind of make the instruments sound farther apart. And voices kind of go off into the ether. But it is still quite good on these. Excellent imaging. Cross-channel effects, the whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's good. Up there with the DT500s and the Sures. And great instrumentation separation. Death metal, not a lot of people listen to it. I use it as a benchmark for instrumentation. And these keep up fucking fantastically well. These do everything great. These do everything from hip-hop and techno and whatever kind of trash you want to listen to, and all the way through metal and folk music and whatever. They are just fucking great. These are the best sounding IEMs I've heard yet. Peace out.